Welcome to day 508 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFTz. They are an investor in DeSoFi. DeSoFi is a Web3 app that's built on the DeSo blockchain. It's kind of like Twitter. So, Brian, the Fed made some big moves in regards to crypto yesterday, didn't they?
Yes, so they're looking to open a pathway for crypto banks such as Kraken and others to tap into the central banking system. Now, this is a little bit confusing because most people don't really understand how the central banking system works. But the central bank, the Federal Reserve in the United States, they want to create a three-tiered system for evaluating whether a financial institution should have access to the Fed's master account. So the Fed's master account basically allows institutions to transfer money directly to other account holders, so between one another within the Fed's network. Uh, and this is crucial as it underpins a global financial system and it allows companies, banks to tie into the global financial system. Now, if you're not allowed to trade within the Fed's master account, there's a lot of hurdles that you have to kind of go through. So this would really open things up for the crypto space. Uh, it's definitely something that is a net positive for crypto. There will be regulations around it. I know Kraken is pushing hard to become a bank that can tie into the master account of the Federal Reserve, but others are definitely going to want to do the same. And there's a lot going on in Wyoming for the banking industry for crypto. This is going to open things up and make it a lot easier for different banks to work within different states. That definitely something to keep an eye on. It's not going to happen immediately. There's still a lot of hurdles to overcome to push these new rules forward. But there was this commenting period where the public was able to comment, and that's over with. And they're deciding to move forward. It's just how long will it take, and exactly how will this framework function?
Yeah, I think it's verification. It legitimizes crypto. I think when the Fed takes steps like this, they're basically saying crypto is here to stay. We're legitimizing it. There's still some dangers with crypto. There's still, you got to be caution when use caution when you're investing in or buying or trading it. But we're gonna legitimize it by taking these actions. So each of these steps that we see the Fed take, that kind of, whether it's putting regulation on crypto or if it's creating a network like this that allows for crypto banks to have access to the master accounts, it goes a long way in saying, okay, crypto is here to stay, and while we're not exactly backing it, we're saying it's okay. It's going to be part of the economic system from here on forward.
Exactly. It's definitely a big step.
And you mentioned Wyoming. Wyoming has a lot of interesting laws. They have some interesting DAO laws, which allow DAOs to kind of act as LLCs. They have a DAO LLC law. So Wyoming's kind of at the forefront, and I think they're going to remain at the forefront in this Web3 world when it comes to finances.
Yeah, it's funny. You wouldn't think Wyoming would be kind of leading the way within the crypto arena in the United States, but they are.
Well, I think a lot of these more red states favor the more independent ways of taking part in the economic system. Like they think that there should be less government regulation, that there should be less government involvement in people's everyday lives, and crypto kind of allows you to do that. So to me, it's not really that much of a surprise.
So let's move on to NFTz. Uh, Today's been a really quiet day. The last 24 hours, there hasn't been a lot of news. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about what's going on with NFTz. I know there's a lot of confusion within the DeSo NFT space with Supernova's closing recently. They're going to relaunch in some capacity, they're saying. But I just want to just say a few things. Number one, our runway remains quite long. We have plenty of time. We have, from the initial funding we got from Octane Fund, we have quite a while before we would actually run out of funds. So we have a long runway, lots of plans, and these plans are going to be centered around DeSo, but also around some other chains like Ethereum and eventually Solana and Polygon. Do you want to continue, Ed?
Yeah, so yeah, like Brian said, we have a long runway. It's we can keep going for quite some time before we need to raise additional funding. Some of the big changes that we're making, we're going to, like Brian said, we're going to integrate Ethereum. We're going to focus solely on Ethereum to start with. Solana, Polygon, and other chains, Tezos, and pretty much every other NFT chain out there, we will eventually integrate into NFTz. But Ethereum is the biggest, so we want to focus mostly on Ethereum for now. Uh, we want to make it seamless. We want the integration between DeSo and Ethereum to be seamless. We want it to be super easy. We want you to just come to NFTz, connect your Ethereum wallet, view your Ethereum NFTs, create galleries for your Ethereum NFTs, just like you do for DeSo NFTs, but also utilize the social blockchain aspects of DeSo in order to interact with your NFTs or other people's NFTs. So this is going to be something we really focus on, commenting on NFTs, whether they're on DeSo or Ethereum. We're working on something we call social zones. This is going to be delayed a little bit more. We're trying to get this out as soon as we can, but first we're working on the Ethereum integration, and that's going to come next. But there's a lot in the works. I think you're going to be surprised with what you see in the coming weeks and months ahead for NFTz. We have a lot of plans. Like Brian said, the runway is long, but that's mostly because we've been pretty conservative in how we're spending the money. M. Van Halen's our only current coder, other than Andrew, who's doing the mini metaverse stuff that we're working on. So Brian and I aren't taking any salaries from an NFTz, so it allows us to kind of stretch the runway pretty far. Social zones, I think you're going to love. We can't say too much about that yet because we haven't finalized the plans, but I think it's going to be really cool. We're going to have some new stats. Stats are going to be big for us. And we're just really excited what I think the DeSo community can do for the NFT space.
Yeah, I think there should be no worry about like every DeSo NFT node kind of closing up shop, because we're not going anywhere anytime soon. And we're continuing to build upon DeSo, making DeSo the core to the social aspects of our site. And DeSo is gonna be a major part of our initiatives moving forward. But also, I think over the course of the next several weeks, there's going to be some changes at NFTz that I think a lot of you will like as well.
Yeah, so moving on. There's a DAO Twitter Spaces again this week. This time is going to be on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. And this Twitter Space is going to be hosted again by Erica Ishaniz, and it's going to feature Jin Kang of Global Coin Research, GCR. And GCR, for those who don't know, and I admit I didn't know what it was before researching it, is a tokenized, decentralized community of learners and investors within the Web3 space. And they have 30,000 subscribers, and $31 million has been invested. So it's kind of like a DAO for decentralization of the internet, for Web3 and people who want to learn about Web3. So definitely check that out tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. These Twitter Spaces have been awesome. If you have attended, I'm sure you're aware. But definitely check it out. There's a link above this video on DeSo and below it on YouTube.
Yeah, Eric is doing a great job. I love how they have a weekly talk with a DAO. It's bringing a lot of attention to DAO and to DeSo as well. So great job. Moving on, Chainsurf. If you're a BitClout / DeSo OG, then you are very familiar with Chainsurf. But over the course of the last few months, Chainsurf has kind of died out. And this is because they stopped having their feeds their real-time feeds where they show like coin buys and NFT bids and all of that. They are considering making a comeback though. Dworkin on the Chainsurf Discord made a post and said, guys, if you use real-time feeds and want it to work, please react to this message. And if you are ready to support DAO token of the project, then please react with DAO. So basically click the DAO emoticon or whatever you say, emoji. But he also replied after that and said, guys, thank you very much. Me and Daniel Wilson will think a bit and will return with some proposal. So it appears that they're looking to maybe create a DAO around Chainsurf. And in doing so, uh, it might mean that Chainsurf's live feeds, real-time feeds are coming back. So let's cross our fingers, because I used to love that, especially when creator coins were really popular. And I think that actually ignited the creator coin
Mhm.
space. Once Chainsurf went away, I think the last bit of actual creator coin trading kind of went with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the chicken or the egg. Maybe this can reignite the creator coin space, or maybe we need the creator coin space to be reignited for Chainsurf to, be reborn again. I don't know, but I think the idea of having a DAO for it is a really good one.
Yeah, exactly. So the top bidders of NFTs over the last 24 hours, according to NFTz, are as follows: NFT Pets, Vishnu Sularin, La Big Mac, Direct Democracy, Juice, Meta Philosopher, Random Name 1, Rhubarb, Random Name 2, and Random Name 3. Interesting.
I wonder who those guys are. I guess they're
Who are
just
the
kind of random.
randoms? Also, the top Diamond Day creators over the last 24 hours, thanks to our good friends at Alton Base for providing this list, are as follows: Happy Rabbit, M. Her, Our Pete, Krasenstein Us, Riga, Now and Then, Quanti, Goldberry, Pixelangelo, and Panini. So congrats to all those people. Keep up the good work. Keep posting. I know things are slow right now, but engagement should pick up as the marketing campaign that the core team keeps promising begins to take place.
Yeah, I think it's a calm before the storm. So everybody have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you tomorrow.